The crazy show is about to begin. It's Friday Night Jive. Let's dive right in with laughs and thrills. Where do we begin? Comics, movies, pop culture, rave. We're streaming live. It's a runaway wave. Crazy Hungarian takes the stage with stories wild, flipping every page. Heroes, villains out to play. In our jive world, they all have their say. It's Friday Night Jive. Let's dive right in with laughs and thrills. Where do we begin? Comics, movies, pop culture, rave. We're streaming live. It's a runaway wave.
Woo! Hi, everybody.
Hello.
Happy 4th of July. You guys having fun today? Did you guys eat a lot of food yet, or what? What'd you guys do? Talk to me.
Got on my fingers. Oh.
That's good. That's good.
I just finished a bag of cheddar jalapeno Cheetos.
Those are so good.
Okay, so have you tried the Vlasic dill corn puffs?
No.
It's
No.
like a Cheetos puff, but it's dill pickle flavor, and they're put out by Vlasic, and they're awesome.
Oh my God.
They sound terrible.
I like
delicious.
pickles, man.
I've been seeing people have been mixing Dr. Pepper and pickle juice.
Okay, there's a point where you're just crazy.
Yeah, I know. But no, that's a big state fair
that
thing.
pickle leftover pickle juice, and there's got. I can't waste this.
Yeah, I don't know. I just think I like pickles, but I like to chew on a pickle. I like to bite into it and get the classic crisp.
That crunch, yeah.
But drinking that shit, I couldn't imagine drinking a pickle.
I thought
That
you were
makes any
supposed to make
sense.
it into popsicles for your stepkids. Oh wait, that was just me.
That's a good idea though.
That's an awesome idea.
That's a great. Hey, you guys want
Your
some homemade
kids should have
popsicles?
some popsicles.
Why do these taste like pickle and why are there seeds in it? I don't know.
And it's
Eat it.
made with real fruit.
And it was made with love, so eat it. That's gross, man. Yeah, it's this pickles. So yeah, I gotta try those pickle crisp. What did you call them, Quentin?
They're Vlasic dill pickle corn puffs.
That sounds insane.
Big ass green bag, got the stork on it, the whole 9 yards.
Nice.
I mowed them down.
Yeah, you didn't even taste it, you just inhaled it. Yeah.
I was like,
I do that.
I love this pickle flavored dust.
I do that with food. I like because my dad was a Marine, so he's always just a fast eater. He just it's just even 60 years after he was in the military, he still eats fast, right? So that's how I learned to eat. So I'll be done and everyone else is like halfway through their plate. And I'm like, shit.
I go to dinner and I have to focus on not eating fast.
Yeah.
My helper used
Yeah,
to.
I'm a pretty fast eater too. Never got too much shit to do to sit here and eat, right?
That's right. I've never been I think I've eaten one meal really slow. And that's Jen. Jen will make these, she calls them mom sandwiches. And it's got like my mom. Oh, I'm drooling. It's got like bean sprouts, cucumber, avocado, turkey, ham. Whew. It's so good. It's the only time I'll eat really slow because I like to enjoy it. You're like, so
I can make a prime rib take a while.
a what?
Prime rib.
Yeah.
Oh, God dang, that shit's good too. With the au jus and everything.
Yep.
Baked potato.
Oh yeah.
Spock!
Let me see.
We hooked one. Oh my goodness.
Hey. Happy 4th of July, Steve. And Spock. Let's see here. All right. What's the weather like in Florida?
It's rainy, but it's spotty, so I can hear fireworks going off all over out there.
Nice, nice. Quentin, what's the weather like? Hot?
It was 100 degrees here.
It's hot, yeah. Nice thing about Florida is when it gets too hot, then it rains. So,
Yeah.
Most of the time.
Growing up in Georgia, I just remember all the really hot days. It rained at 2:00 every afternoon.
Yeah.
So,
you know what's weird is like when we were younger, like I remember it being this hot during the summer. Like there was 3 summers in a row between 6th and 9th grade where a buddy of mine, we would go golf. We'd ride our bikes out to the golf course and golf every freaking day. And it was like 100 degrees. It got to 110 degrees one day. Didn't bother me at all, you know, because you're young and you just, I don't know if it's ignorance. You just don't think about it. But now, if I'm outside when it's over 100 degrees for more than 10 minutes, I just get agitated. Like sweaty, and it's disgusting. Sorry, I didn't mean to complain. Library.
Hey, library.
library.
Thank you.
Yes.
So do you
yes.
guys okay, so library up in Canada, what kind of fun stuff do you guys do on your 4th? Or not your 4th, but your independence or whatever the hell you call it. Your fun day. I never knew. I don't know. It would be so sweet. I was like sitting there thinking all day today how awesome it would be just to have a lake cabin somewhere. You know, air conditioning, beer, cocaine,
And hockey masks.
Yeah, hockey masks, bunch of tools.
Big machete hanging on the wall.
Yeah. Trying to find some horror movies to watch for 4th of July. Not very many of them. There's one. It's called Uncle Sam. I haven't watched it yet. I'm going to watch it probably later, tomorrow. But I found out, and I realized this because my son was like, well, Return of the Living Dead is a 4th of July movie. And I'm like, you're right, it is, because that all happens on the 4th of July. Does that count?
I guess it does. If they make it a point to tell you the date, I think it counts.
See, because I've gotten in arguments with people who claim that Home Alone is not a Christmas movie.
They say the same thing about Die Hard, but you know what? If you're telling me what the date is, it's a Christmas movie.
Exactly. And if you see any kind of like, ho, 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 now I have a gun.
Yeah.
If you see some Swedish terrorist with that, that's freaking Christmas, man.
It's Christmas. It's definitely Christmas.
But Lethal Weapon, that's a Christmas movie. Takes place during Christmas. Batman Returns, that takes place during Christmas.
Yeah.
I don't know. Chat, what do you think? Okay. Guys want to show some books?
Sure.
We can.
I got a little thing that just popped up with a hurricane update. I was trying to figure out what that was all about.
Oh, great.
That's like actually just okay, cool.
I guess there's a tropical depression heading into South Carolina.
Oh, nice. We do the fireworks days or the same
Could
thing.
already become a hurricane, it looks like. But
BC.
That is awesome.
nice.
Vancouver. So I wonder if they're going to still make movies up there. I don't know if movies and TV, there's a lot of that stuff that's up in Vancouver.
Yeah, some of the best stuff.
Yeah. I years ago I went up to skiing in Banff in Alberta. And there was a black diamond run, which was I think I'm dead. I think I died. and I'm just, this is my hell or whatever, because it's the run started in British Columbia and then it ended back in Alberta. It was called Sunshine Village Ski Resort, whatever, up there. I don't know. Whenever I think of BC, I think of literally doing flips on moguls and cracking my skull 3 times and basically hitting a tree because I wanted to claim I skied through 2 provinces like an idiot. That's my story.
I've never snow skied, so.
Dude, it's so much fun. A little chilly, but it's fun. Rob.
I've never skied. I've been snowmobiling.
There you
go. All right. Well, I got my press in this week, so I've been working on that.
Cool.
So I fixed the rolled spine on this one a little bit. I took it out of the press too early, so it's kind of still, it's not real flat, but it was such a messed up anyway that I was working on that I was like, that's good enough. And then I started working on some of my old 90s comics that went through the fire way back when I lost my collection. Yeah, I kept some of the Disney ones, but they all look like this. From getting wet and then drying out and stuff, and they got like all this. So I started working on some of those. That's what they did look like, and now this is what they look like. So nice and smooth, and still got a little wrinkling in the middle that I'm not, I'm okay with.
Yeah.
And did this one too. But you can still see. I don't know. There's a little wrinkling in here that you can see. I don't know if you guys can see it or not, but
yeah,
that runs through.
100% better.
But I'm definitely learning. I did a Bugs Bunny one that I didn't have parchment paper, so I was like, Metarog says you need parchment paper, but I don't see anybody in these videos saying I need parchment paper. You need parchment paper. The Bugs Bunny comic stuck to the board and transferred a bunch of the color off of the comic onto the board.
Oh.
And it pressed the comic, but it lost a whole bunch of color off of the cover because I didn't do it right. And then today I've been playing with making covers for all those, starting to make covers for those coverless comics that I got in.
Oh, wow.
So this is the cover that I made with my printer, Girls Romances number 76. So that's, and then the coverless comics inside.
Dude, that looks freaking amazing. Like, seriously.
I think the color's supposed to be on the outside. I think I did this one backwards. Just realized that. But yeah, it turned out really nice, and because the like the outer wrap of this one was kind of beat up and stuff anyway, and the centerfold was loose, I decided what the heck and just went ahead and stapled it so that it's all it's all held together. It's just for my collection anyway, so it doesn't matter. And it turned out really nice.
Well, I still can't believe you made that cover. That's amazing.
And then just before we met up online here, I did this one as well.
Nice.
So I made that cover.
Holy crap, dude.
With the pictures that you find online. And yeah, it turned out pretty good. The insides are a little bit different because they had you can see where this goes all the way to the edge of the comic because the picture I found didn't have any border on it, and I couldn't really make it fit the way it normally would have. Like you can see on the back one, this one wasn't. It still has a border to it, whereas the one on the inside didn't. But that was the best I could find. So.
Oh, that looks
good. Yeah, they turned out really nice. I think I'm going to start looking for more coverless comics, to be honest.
Oh, hell yeah.
And then I did pull one patriotic cover today. the Marvel Treasury Special, Captain America's
Nice.
Bicentennial Battles. Mr. Buddha takes him on a mind trip to the early days of America and the Old West and this future science fiction, and that's the back cover.
Right, girls.
Dogs!
What up?
Whoa, Willie.
Where's Where's Mike?
He's
Well,
not here.
as you can see,
Hey, DS.
And
so I
Twin
bet Superman.
there's a
Thank
couple
you.
of
Oh, go
pinups
ahead, Mike.
too. And this whole thing is Jack Kirby, by the way. So
That's cool.
you got Captain America, Old Western Captain America. You got Colonial Times Captain America, Space Captain America.
That's really
That's cool.
It's a fun issue.
Quentin, I saw a comic at my it was a comic / record store. It's Wonder Woman, and she's getting smacked by the Statue of Liberty. I didn't know if you had that one.
I don't think I've ever seen that one.
No.
I'll have to send you a picture of it, what it looks like.
Sounds kind of creepy, though.
And then I got a few books in this week. I didn't get a whole lot in this week, but I got Kolchak, Tales of the
Ooh!
Night Stalker. So that's
Darren
good.
McGavin.
I love that show.
That's number 4. It's from Moonstone. I don't know how many they did.
Freaking love that show, man.
Yep.
There's number 2.
What?
And then from Charlton, we got the Iron Corporal, number 23. Latigo Kid Western from AC Comics.
That's
Durango
awesome.
Kid on the back.
Durango.
And then I sent a picture of this one to Joe earlier in the week. It's called Sasquatch Detective.
I know. That's awesome.
It's a square bound, number 1 special from DC Comics. America's number 1 missing link is no longer missing.
No.
And it's got a little thing in the back. Apparently, this is a character that a comedian came up with at Second City.
So, Quentin,
Matt?
I was wrong. It wasn't Wonder Woman, but
Hey,
next
Matt.
time I see it, I'll send you a picture of what it looks like.
And, they decided to make a comic book out of it. And
That's
as soon as
awesome.
I saw it was Sasquatch Detective, I had to grab it just because of Joe. So,
You have to. Yeah. I
Yeah.
want.
Hey, Matt.
Matt, you want to jump on? I sent you a link.
like different drawings and character drawings and stuff in the back. So it looks pretty cool. I read a few pages of it. I mean, it's definitely played for humor, but it was good. Dazzler, number 27.
Nice.
Kool-Aid Man.
Okay.
Man.
Batman, Little Gotham, number 4. Adventure Comics, 468. Starman.
Nice.
Excellent Grande.
All-Star Squadron, number 8.
Oh, yeah.
Joe Kubert cover.
That praying mantis turns into a hot Asian chick.
No.
He's in Superheroes. First appearance of Amethyst.
I think I got one of those sitting right here.
World's Finest Comics, number 295.
Oh.
Yes.
Now the Moon Dancers.
There was a bunch of one-off villains that appeared in those that were great.
All-Star
Hey.
Squadron, number 6.
Hey, Joe, have you heard from who were the other 2 that used to jump on a lot too?
7.
Can't think of what their names are.
Who are you talking about, Will? Oh.
I'm gonna have to go back to the old shows. Let me look.
Matt and Kevin.
No.
Yeah.
Josh and Shannon?
You forgot about them
Josh
already?
Josh and what was it?
Shannon.
Yeah, where have they been? I haven't heard
They're
from
Man
busy.
Inc. number 12. Jack Davis cover.
Jack Davis.
New Teen Titans, number 14.
Ooh, Nice.
Marvel Universe The Monster Hunters, number 6.
Lizardmen attack?
Legion of Superheroes, 275.
He's
That's a
like,
good
ladies, stop fighting over me. You both can have me.
Yeah. It's like, please, there's enough to go around.
Fantastic Four, number 401.
He's Ultra Boy. He can only use one superpower at a time, guys.
Yeah, that's right.
And there's a Beetle Bailey. This was
That's
a complimentary copy, meaning it was distributed to the armed services. There was like a difference.
I love
that's a great cover.
For that.
I love reading Beetle Bailey.
And gonna stop there because I don't have a whole lot, so save some for another round.
What?
Okay.
Crazy.
Crazy. There's Will. What's up,
Hi.
dude?
What's up, man?
Some of you somersaulted the past this. No, I didn't, but that would have been rad. That would have been pretty cool. And it was funny, library. You can laugh at that all you want. Just picture me skiing and falling.
A lot, apparently.
A lot. It was horrible. It was like straight down, you guys. It was like boom. I'm like, how the fuck am I supposed to get, excuse my language. I'm like, how am I supposed to get down this hill? And the guy's just laughing at me. Oh, you just go side by side. I'm like, how about I just take the skis off and just, slide down on my butt?
Right.
You too, Jackson. Happy 4th. All right. Quentin, show us the goods.
Okay,
Yes, Quentin.
we're gonna start with the simple goods. Little
Ooh,
Doc Samson, Moonstone.
nice.
Who knew she was gonna end up being a Thunderbolt and try to be a superhero? What if 38? What if Captain America and Daredevil? And then it's got like some Vision and Scarlet Witch and like 3 stunning sagas of alternate futures. Then what if the Punisher's family had lived or hadn't been killed? I like the way I said it better, but he still winds up being a psycho, so it's cool.
That's great.
Little bit of that world's finest action, and of course, this is starting this issue all new.
Ooh. Yes.
Bought this, really wanted to read it. Warren Ellis, Planetary and Batman.
That sounds awesome.
Oh, yeah.
So Planetary was always good. Batman is always good. Picture the last girl that Will asked out.
Oh,
Yeah,
she's
probably.
adorable.
I know. Her dad was a real jerk.
Couldn't get along with him at all, could you?
No. Oh,
Linsner.
that's more of the last girl I talked to.
Oh,
You what?
okay. Got this. This is signed by Marcus McLaurin and Dwayne Turner, the writer and artist. It's that funky metal cage #1.
Oh.
That's really cool.
Nobody wanted it, but I thought it was okay. So I was like, okay, I'll take it.
You're like, give it. Give it.
Okay. Are you ready?
Are you ready?
Yes.
Here we go. Gold Key.
Ooh.
Mars Patrol.
Nice.
Wow.
Okay.
Total War.
Mars Patrol. It gets right, girl.
So Mars stands for Marine Attack and Rescue Service.
Huh?
Okay. That's number 5. And here we go is number 7.
That's really cool.
Number 9.
Number
I don't know if
9.
I'm getting them to where you can see them because of my glare being different than your glare. But
Were these all from Whatnot or?
these were all Whatnot buys that it was funny because I think there was a guy buying the same time as me, and whoever clicked first got it. He didn't chase anything. Same sale, little Thor action with Hercules and Fire Lord.
Yep.
Fire Lord.
I'm sorry.
Then
I'll behave.
we got James Rhodes putting the armor on.
Uh-oh.
Tony was drunk. You know
What's
the deal.
new?
Tony's like, you can have it, buddy. Yeah, Matt just got that one. That's sick.
X-Men 205. I would like to point out that no show would be complete without me showing like X-Men that I bought for no reason.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, is there one with you know who on it?
oh, we'll get there in just a second. I just made a mess, so you'll have to hold on. I separated my stacks for when we're gonna back off, and one decided to join the other one.
Ooh.
And we have X-Men 213 or 211.
Nice.
211. So Matt just got that one autographed, which I'm a little jelly, but that's the way it works.
Nice.
215 Barry Windsor Smith cover.
Yep.
Barry.
And then we get into we have the original Captain Marvel #3,
Nice.
the original Captain Marvel #4 with a little Submariner action.
Yep.
You know, they struggled so hard trying to decide if he was a hero or a villain for so long.
Yep.
And then we have #9.
Oh,
That's cool.
that's so pretty.
It
Yeah.
is.
I thought it had some good color to it. And for my last book this round, I mean, may as well be. I bought this because I have the original Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends from the TV show,
Uh-huh.
the issue that they put out back in like 80 or whatever. This is a new issue, Marvel Action Universe, but it is Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends.
That is cool.
And I was like, it says based on Marvel's new television series. And I didn't know there was a new one. So, okay.
Yeah, I had no idea either. Well,
All right. There we go.
amazing.
Amazing.
Well, that's good stuff, man.
Yeah,
Good
cool.
stuff.
I loved Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends.
Oh, yeah.
Freaking loved that shit. I like the Hulk one that came out too. Hulk that came out about the same time. That was pretty good.
I think the one from before that was the Thing where he put the rings together and then he became the Thing.
Yeah.
I think that
With
was
Fred and
very
Barney?
huh?
Is that the one with Fred and Barney?
It might have been. It was very misleading if you were a comic book fan because
Yeah.
that wasn't,
I didn't like that one. Well, you got anything you want to show tonight or?
Yeah, I have 3 books and I'm here to chill for a while.
Nice.
I bought
Bring
these
it.
at a comic/record store. I go every so often. I'm on a show for July 4th tomorrow showing some USA covers. So I bought this. I said, I'll buy that for like $6.
Oh, that's a good one.
America. You know what's even more America too? Captain America, the Mary Jane variant. I bought this one too. Actually, this wasn't at a comic record store. This was a comic store that I don't go to a lot because the owner is kind of weird. But I was in the neighborhood of
he's got
it.
a
so-
daughter that looks like the Predator.
Look at that one.
Ooh.
Captain America, Mr. Steal Your Girl. With MJ on the back. And like you guys know, I'm a big Rogue fan. The Uncanny X-Men 269.
Oh.
Yep.
Dang.
But that's all I got from this week. I'll have more stuff next week.
She did trade up.
Yeah, she definitely traded up.
Yeah, she did. She really did.
It's not
Yeah.
cool.
I love that cover. When I got it, I was like, yep, I've been wanting that one for a while.
Yeah, that's good.
Who knows? Maybe I'll get it signed by Adam Hughes next year at Heroes Con. If he's there
Maybe.
again. That's what I
Adam.
get.
Who's say what, Will?
Huh? So bright girls.
Riot girls hanging out in the streets. Riot girls shooting fireworks off. Anyway, okay.
During 4th of July.
It's the 4th of July for the riot girls.
Joe, we're going to make that movie. I don't care what you say.
It'll be the cheapest movie ever made.
Yep.
$1.25.
$1.25.
Joe, and then they'll have to reboot Mystery Science Theater 3000 so they can review it.
I'm not gonna. You know what? Got a few. Kind of finishing up showing my bronze horror that I picked up a while back. Just because it's fun. Charlton Comics, Scary Tales. Look
Love
at
that
that.
cover. Love
He's
that.
like,
That's
don't
cool.
hurt me. And he's like, oh.
So what is that? Is that like a type of monster? Is it just like a random monster?
It's like a gargoyle thing.
I haven't read it yet, so I don't know. But I'm thinking it's almost like just a random monster because it looks like it has horns. You know?
Yeah,
I don't know.
yeah, you're right. It looks kind of like the demon from DC, but it's white.
It's white and not as freaking crazy.
Yeah.
Oh, Ryu! Ryu's in the house.
Ryu! What up, Ryu?
Happy 4th, Ryu. Riot Girls. Yeah, that's all we need is a poster and a soundtrack.
That's it. That's it. Seriously.
All new Ghost Manor.
Nice.
Oh, look, Wizards stole their logo from that.
Yeah, exactly.
I gave my buddy the other Ghost Manor.
Oh, they did.
Yeah, they totally did.
Dicks. And then Witching Hour 74. The Puppet Master. Ooh.
Hey, that Scary Tales has a Halloween story by Steve Ditko in it.
No, it doesn't.
Yes, it does. I just read it.
Don't lie to me. Which
Not a big
one?
nut, though.
Captain
Halloween night.
Roy Kerr.
So the Scary Tales one does. All right.
Yeah, the one with the monster we can't identify.
Hate monsters.
On Halloween
140.
night,
The
story
House of
that-
Secrets.
There's a good one. Yeah, love those.
I was so torn last weekend during your auction,
Ugh.
Rob, because we had you were showing all those iVampire.
Right.
I think Quentin, you got those, didn't you?
No, I actually have all those. All the Andrew Bennett stories I bought like a long time ago. That was Dan was buying those.
Oh. Good, Ryu. Library Girls. Just depends on what you're into, library, you know? Marry me in my grave. Unexpected.
Okay.
That sounds like bad timing.
Yeah,
It
kinda.
really does. It really does.
Have you the nerve to face the unexpected?
No, I don't. Is that bad?
No. I used to love watching. You guys remember Night Gallery?
Yeah.
The one with Roddy McDowell when he was like the spoiled little rich kid in the mansion, and there's the pictures on the wall, and like his dad or somebody died, so he heard a knock on the door and he went down there. There was nobody here, or nobody there. And then
Mhm.
as he's slowly walking up the steps, I totally screwed that whole thing up. So he's walking up the steps and he sees a picture of the cemetery, and there's like a grave, right? His dad's grave.
Mhm.
Then the next picture he looks at, it looks like somebody dug the grave up. And then it was like walking closer. And then the one picture he gets to where there's somebody knocking on the door, and somebody knocks on the door. That was some creepy shit back then.
A bit.
Number 181 of Unexpected. Number 16 of The Secrets of the Sinister House.
That's a cool one.
That is really cool.
Like riding the house, man. Number 3 of Ghost Castle.
Ghost Castle. Castle Ghost.
Number 12, Forbidden Tales of the Dark Mansion.
Dark Mansion. Dark Mansion.
10th great issue of Weird War Tales.
I've been meaning to pick some of those up. Very cool.
Yeah, that's kind of funky. Anyway, that's kind of. I got more. Just don't want to.
You got more.
I don't want to blow it all at once. You know what I mean? Ah,
Sorry, I'm looking at my comics. There's some I'm trying to get rid of. May do a sale eventually.
no, I don't know. I've just been reading those the Grimm ghost stories from Gold Key are awesome.
You saw
Those are
this
some
one
really-
I showed last week, right, Joe?
Yeah, those are some really creepy stories. You know what though? I didn't like the Boris Karloff stuff.
Joe.
Most of the Boris Karloff was
I
like
showed you that.
ghost stories.
like 2
No,
weeks ago. I think I
Nice.
showed that 2 weeks ago on your show.
did you?
Yeah, I haven't read it, but I was like,
Yeah, that's a good one.
yeah. Look what my friend gave me. I won his giveaway. I didn't show these, but look, X5.
Yeah, that's I've been slowly working on that one too. That series. I had it years ago, but
Oh, are you rebuilding it?
yeah,
Do you have that one?
yeah, I got that one.
Okay.
But yeah, no, it's the so I've been kind of getting that run again.
Nice.
It's fun blowing money on something and then misplacing something and then having to blow money on it again.
Yeah, it's the best.
Makes sense.
Makes sense to me.
But no, the Boris Karloff,
He
I
was
don't
the
know,
voice.
I
Was he
didn't
the
find those with
narrator of
that.
the Grinch? No, that's not Carl.
Yeah, he was the voice of he'd narrate the narrator, yeah.
Of
But
Grinch,
he's-
right?
Huh?
That was the narrator of the Grinch, right? Karloff?
Yep.
Thoughts.
Played Frankenstein and the monster. But they didn't get. Have you guys read? Do you guys like? Have you read any of the Karloff books?
No, but I bet
I
they're
don't think
good.
I've ever actually read any. No.
I bet they're good.
I think we saw some being sold, and I didn't like. I can't find one in my collection. So
I don't know. They just weren't. They didn't have the creep value to it. It was more like, I don't know. It's hard to explain.
Are you, did I miss the video from Rob early? Oh, no, your thing expired, right, Rob?
What?
Your animation thing?
Oh yeah, I'm done.
I was going to say,
I've got some stuff stored up, and I'm working on little stuff with what I have available to me, but nothing. I won't be doing any long videos or anything like that again. At least for now, for a
Right.
while.
Living the dream.
yeah, I have
Rob,
nothing
you had-
else to show.
Rob, you had some more you wanted to show?
Sure.
A couple more?
They got the Machine Man number 12. Mighty Crusaders #2 against the Malevolent Legion of Juggernauts,
Whoa.
which they named just so they could call them MLJ for the original. That's what Archie used to be called.
Ah,
Master of Kung Fu 118. Master of Kung Fu 54. That's pretty cool. Batman Legends of the Dark Knight reflection cover, kind of.
oh, that's cool. I like that. Kind of disgusting, but
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I'll take a
DC
double.
Cybernetic Summer #1. Square bound.
library's buying.
Okay, I'll take a double with some fries. And
DC
a
Comics
Mountain Dew.
presents #71 Bizarro.
Cool.
What if Phoenix had not died?
Oh,
What if Thor and the Avengers battled the gods?
They would die.
they'd lose.
Pretty much. The Nam #9. Nervous Rex #1.
Ah, have you read that?
Yeah. Is good. Oh, another Kolchak, Tales of the Night Stalker.
Dude.
This is another #4. It's just a different cover.
Oh,
Knights of the Dinner Table Illustrated #8.
Oh, freaking Kevin loves Knights of the Dinner Table.
yeah, he's always talking
Sergeant Rock Special #3.
Nice.
Batman 573. Infinity Inc. 41. Superboy and the Legion 244.
Probably on my list. I need that.
New Teen Titans 29. Nervous Rex #3. And I think starting with this Nervous Rex, I'm keeping the rest of them. I'm not sure. Captain America 178.
Nice. Let Kevin in here. Hey, Kevin.
Hey, Kevin.
Who are you?
Special Marvel Edition #3.
I haven't seen him all day, Kevin. So that's why I said that.
Who the heck is this?
That is I bet that was like a third grade drawing. They're like, yeah, let's make this kid happy.
Superboy and the Legion 245. I needed that one.
Mordrew.
Detective Comics 759.
Yeah.
I like that cover.
That is a cool cover.
After I quit.
Jonah Hex 16.
Ooh.
Did you guys see? Have you guys read the new Justice League Unlimited?
I haven't read all of it, but I've heard some
Infinity
of
Inc.
it.
45.
Jonah Hex is like back in like modern times. It's crazy.
Infinity Inc. 40. And then I picked up some modern Batmans that I didn't have. So Batman 596.
It's a really
Nice.
cool cover.
Does this count as a Joker cover?
Yeah.
Batman 594. $584. Not sure what that is even.
Yeah, I don't. Is that?
Yeah.
Man
What is
Bat?
that?
It's like Man Bat, kind of.
Yeah, I don't know. So I could stare at it and I still don't know what the heck it is. Batman 583. 582. 578.
That's cool.
559. And I scored in Old Action Comics, number 395.
Sweet, sweet. A girl mightier than Superman.
Riot Girls!
Riot girls! Messing with Superman, gonna F him up.
Joe, we're making that. We're gonna at least make a TV show, a pilot.
I don't have that kind of integrity, man.
I don't either.
I'm old.
Quinn will help us out.
Quinn's like,
Okay.
shut up, no.
Quinn's like, no, hell no. What do you have, Kevin?
I don't have time to
Anything?
sleep.
Absolutely nothing.
Oh, boo.
All that matters.
Who's that
Just
man?
that you're here. All right, Quentin, before I throw you on here, I gotta go use the big boys room. So
I got you covered.
okay, thanks, bro. All right.
I got you covered. All right. So we'll start with the Mighty Crusaders featuring Steel Sterling, Man of Steel.
That Superman was the
I'm
man.
sure there should have been a lawsuit.
It's the Quentin Collins show.
Oh, yes. Forbidden Worlds number 127 with Magic Man.
Magic Man.
So it's funny because
Magic Man and the Riot Girl.
that's right.
Exactly.
Here is 134 Forbidden Worlds featuring Magic Man.
And the right girls are in the background, just very, very, very small.
Here is 124.
You going for that run?
Oh, so this stuff is all. So, some of it I bought to replace bad issues in my collection, and some of it is stuff I needed. But I have oodles and gobs of Forbidden Worlds. Forbidden Worlds is where Herbie first appeared.
Yep. The Fat
Really?
Fury.
I didn't know that.
Yep. Then this is a cover. I had two of these. My stepdaughter was always crazy about mermaids, and I got her this. Well, I showed it to her and she wanted it, so she got one of them. But little mermaid cover. I thought it was cool that the kid liked anything that I liked. So there's 125 featuring Magic Man. And this is a story about Vietnam. Like, he's in Vietnam and they're fighting before the escalation, because that was actually like 1967. There's some more Magic Man going on. This is one of my favorite covers of Forbidden Worlds. I'll leave all the stickers on them so I can look back up what I paid for them. But this is one that I don't know if anybody can get it off. I think it's Sharpie, but it's got some Sharpie on it right here. I don't think it's coming off. But this is these pirates are like gonna make this dude walk the plank, and he's like, I'm gonna show him what space pirates can do. So I always enjoyed that cover.
Have you heard of the famous? I think it's Space Pirates Disney, where it's the comic, and there's a little bag that says "dope," and it's like a very controversial issue. It's one I want.
And here we are. I got two of these. If you look it up, you'll know why. We have the first appearance of Magic Man.
Yeah.
And the Riot Girls driving the train. Oh, no. That's not what it
Nope. They don't have their
No.
driver's license. They got taken away.
So, this is one I showed I think I got it 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago.
Dude, that's a
And,
detective I've always wanted.
Yeah, I'm gonna, like I said, I'm gonna turn this into a poster. But then last week I got this one, and
That's going to be a poster too.
well, so this is number 865, and here he is. He's a skeleton. He's standing there holding the juice pen. You know,
Dude, he's taking steroids. I knew it. Said that too.
and we have the Batman Who Laughs, Grim Knight #1. I've not read this yet. I just wanted to see what all the hype about the Batman Who Laughs was. I knew he was the metal villain. I didn't know anything else. Then we have Catman.
Way too close and personal.
Coming to get you. Oh. And this is one that I know I have it in my collection, but it was with that bunch, so I just took it. But it's when he's got his little affair going on with Nocturna, and she's
Damn, I missed your call earlier.
the first appearance of the Mime, another one of those villains. That
Oh, all right. Call me if you need a ride, man.
Kevin, you're on live.
Nope.
What?
Sorry.
Hey,
Year
Jerome.
3 Prez.
Sounds like you got a call from the Riot Girls.
Yeah.
Sounds like it. I'm a little
Year
jealous.
3 and Joker cover.
They're supposed to call me first. I'm a little pissed off at them.
I literally so when I got this, the first thing I thought was if this cover was remade today, and granted you got the great big Jones horns and stuff, but if they remade this cover today, there ain't no way Poison Ivy doesn't have a butt ton of less clothes.
Right.
Right.
Like she
Well,
did.
look at Batman's knee.
I don't
What the
like
heck?
Well, it's engorged. It's yeah. We won't talk
Yeah.
about it.
what the hell.
It's engorged. It's,
I thought it was a
I mean,
freaking
it's
rock.
Poison Ivy, so maybe he's got allergy issues, but
Either
no,
that
but
or
it's his knee is what I'm saying. It's
well, he's got a bulge somewhere.
oh, Joe's back.
Yeah.
I will shoot through a couple more of these Night Quest issues. Little
Are you going-
Catwoman once again.
Yeah, I was just given that one. I like my traditional Batman, but some Night Quests are cool, I guess.
Then we have
Nice.
this is where he actually comes back to fight Azrael. And then we have I just saw this issue on somebody else's show.
Oh, that's
I
perfect.
love that cover. One of my favorites.
Where he's choking the shit out of the Joker.
Yeah.
Like it should have been like on every cover, I think. Then this is I don't quite understand. I haven't read it yet because this is after I quit. This is right after Hush. That was 640, so basically after the original Hush. And I'd kind of quit.
Cool cover though.
I was kind of in another country. Couldn't buy none. Oops. No, I'll drop that. Like that cover.
One way or another.
And that's all the Batman. Other than I do have this Batman Beyond #1. I bought this. This is a Why Not one too, but I wanted to read it because I always love Batman Beyond. So
Yeah.
all right, that's it for now.
Sweet.
cool
I
stuff.
love the opening. I love the opening to the Batman Beyond cartoon.
Yeah,
With that techno freaking 9 Inch Nails.
yeah. Oh yeah.
So I got a new shirt for my birthday. I think I showed it on one of my videos, but it says I got it for my son. It says the only thing that keeps me going is Mothman's fat ass.
Okay.
So I'm at the grocery store today, and I can see a couple of ladies down the aisle, and they're looking at my shirt, but they couldn't read it. So as I was getting closer, they were kind of smiling and kind of squinting. And then as soon as I got to them, I lifted it up. I said, "You guys like my shirt?" And as soon as it said Mothman's fat ass, they looked at me like I was just the most disgusting human being on the planet. I'm like, "That's all right. I don't need you. I just need my Mothman's fat ass, I guess."
You're not paying my bills.
Yeah, you don't pay my bills. You don't know me.
I have a shirt. So I told Rob one time I got this logo made that says, the Fat Man of Fun. And so then I'll have like weird sayings put on shirts. I got a girl that has my services that appreciates me, and she makes them for me. And I got one that says, "The reason why I'm fat's because every time I bang your mom, she makes me a sandwich."
I always tell my kids to use that line in school. I
had a guy, one of my customers. I forgot I had the shirt on. I left the house. I went to the store. I'm at the meat market of all things, and I'm standing in line at the meat counter, and this guy behind me starts. He's just like, "Holy shit! I want that shirt. That's the funniest shirt I've ever seen." And I turn around, and he's like 80.
Yeah.
And not fat, but I'm like, okay. I'm like, I'll get you one. But he's one of my customers. I was just like, oh, holy moly.
I being in the coolest shirt I ever saw was years ago when I did some summer stock theater stuff. This one guy, he was in a couple of shows and stuff. I mean, looking at this guy, you'd think this guy could get as much as he wanted.
Yeah.
Speaking, of the tail, so to speak.
We're picking up what you're laying down.
Yeah. And so, we'd go to the bar and stuff like that, and these girls would be hitting on him and all this stuff. Nothing. I'm like, what is your problem? Didn't say anything, right? So then one night, at one of the rehearsals, he comes walking in, and excuse me, but this is what the shirt said. And it all made sense. The shirt said, "Sorry, ladies, I suck dick."
Damn.
And I thought, okay, I get it. But it's the funniest shirt I've ever freaking seen in my life. It's just, it's vulgar. It's just funny.
Being a factory guy, I had a guy that worked in the factory with us, and of course you've got both sides of it. And we had a guy who he couldn't stand this dude, and his complaint was always, he was like, every time I turn around, he's staring at my ass. And
What?
the non-heterosexual fellow, he started wearing shirts that said things like "closets are for clothes" and "I'm not gay, but my boyfriend is," and stuff like that. So the guy would complain about it. And finally, one day I lost my shit. And I was like, look, you are the ugliest fucker I have ever seen. I was like, blind men will not hit on you, I promise. No matter how gay they are. I said, you're fine. You're going to make it through the day. And a couple weeks later, he decided that he wanted to go to work somewhere else because we were all gay. So I was like,
okay. Yeah, you are ugly. I wouldn't touch you.
I'm not kidding. This dude weighed about 106 pounds, and he had like 4 teeth, and 3 of them were in his pocket.
That's awesome. Is Will still here, or is he hiding?
No, I'm here.
Did you have any other comics you wanted to show, bud?
I do not.
All right, I got a couple more here. It's all right, man.
Will, if you don't show nothing, I'm not showing no rogues.
Whoa!
I already showed the books I had, bro.
Okay. 132
House of Secrets. I have a couple boxing covers on different mags. Whoops.
Are you a boxing fan?
No, I watch it. I'm not.
No.
I like the Cinderella story, Cinderella Man type stories.
He once went 6 rounds with Muhammad Ali. Oh,
Yeah, that's right. Chamber of Chills, number 18, Chili Chili. Looks like kind of a creepy monster. Crypt of Shadows, number 4. Chamber of Chills, number 24. Weird Ward Tales, number 50. Number 56. Ghosts, number 19. And Ghosts 103. Kind of little seance action going on in that one. Me.
Can't remember how it goes.
What?
The Muppet Show chicken song.
I don't either.
And they used to.
no.
That's it. What was that movie where the guy said it and the guy shot him in the head? It was about this mafia killing or
Show
whatever.
me your rogue quitting. I want to see the rogue.
Do you guys watch the SNL skit where they beat the crap out of the Mortimer and or who are the old guys up in the?
Yeah, I think.
Oh
so.
yeah.
God, that was funny. They're just beat the crap out of them.
They're like, you.
Oh my God! Have you guys watched the slapping competitions?
Oh,
Dude,
that is yet again ridiculous sports for dumb people.
yeah, but their faces. Some of these people get hit so hard that their face is deformed to whatever how hard they get hit. This one guy I was watching, his whole side of his face was squinched in from getting hit. I'm like, what are you thinking? No.
Yeah. I watched one where a guy got he had an earplug in, and the earplug on the other side. He had an earplug on this side. Took the smack. The earplug on the other side blows out of his ear. I'm like, no, not a hobby.
I don't want to deal with that.
Not a hobby.
Not a fun thing. I think it's hilarious how
How do you win?
you knock
The
the
other guy
other
quits.
person out, basically.
Yeah, the other guy quits.
The other guy quits. I was amazed how on disc golf you can make close to $20,000 a hole being a professional disc golfer.
You know who gets paid a lot? The Water Boys for football.
Oh yeah. Maybe not as much at a college level. I don't know. I heard college players I'm sure get paid nowadays too anyway, but Water Boys. That's where it gets Water Boys fighting the riot girls. Water Boys.
Water boys. Waterboarding the riot girls. Oh.
Waterboarding them.
What the hell is going
Showing
on?
them who's got the biggest nuts. Water Boys. Anybody else got anything you guys want to show? Rob?
No.
I've got books I can show. I can just grab some.
Unless you
I'll
guys,
just-
I don't know.
I have a random stack of books here that I can show that somebody bought.
Okay. Is it mine?
Yeah.
Oh, love it.
Oh, look at that.
Flash,
I'm excited.
69,
Can't wait to read it. Oh, yeah.
71,
Oh, God.
Justice League of America 181.
Yes.
DC movie specials, Search for Spock.
Yes.
Walt Disney Showcase featuring Moby Duck.
On Jinx Island. That's right.
Ripley's Believe It or Not.
Believe it or not.
Brave and the Bold.
Nice.
World's Finest.
I can't even remember getting these. It's been so long. Oh,
Battlestar Galactica, number 15.
yes.
Invaders, number 41.
Beautiful.
X-Files, number 36.
Yes.
Weird Western Tales.
It's so weird.
So weird, man.
Yes, they're flashy.
Fright Night.
Beautiful. A fright night.
Now I've got to run. I'll talk to you guys later.
Bye, Will.
Well,
Thanks, guys.
happy 4th of July.
Yeah. Happy 4th.
All-Star Squadron. All-Star Squadron.
Yes.
All-Star Squadron.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Defender.
Yay.
All-Star Squadron.
Hey. Origin of Tarantula.
Another Flash.
Nice.
World's Finest.
Beautiful.
Definitely certain titles you're going after, huh? All-Star Squadron.
Well, I want to get those. Yeah, kind of. I don't
World's Finest. World's Finest.
know. Oh, jeez.
Spawn.
Spawn.
You got a thing for World's Finest?
Conan the Barbarian.
Yes.
Otherwise known as Higgy Pop Comics.
Here you pop.
Defenders 34. Ghostly Tales.
That's creepy.
House of Secrets.
I got two of the same? No.
House of Secrets.
Nice.
Did he have two of the same World's Finest? We'll fix that. I don't usually catch that till I go to pack them. Spawn number 62. Baron Werewolf's Haunted Library.
Those are fun. Those are good books.
Super Friends.
Yeah.
Conan the Barbarian.
Wolf Woman.
Commandy, the Last Boy on Earth.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Dang, he's fighting a big snake there.
Spawn.
Jeez, how many books do I got?
A bunch.
Yeah, good.
Nightwing Huntress, number 4. Number 3.
I think I picked the setup on. Yeah, I did.
Number 1. Conan. Defenders, 57. Conan the Barbarian. Some more Conan the Barbarian.
I'll be here in a minute.
Justice League of America. The X-Files, number 19.
Nice.
Number 10. Invaders. Batman.
Oh yeah. Am I the only one that's got comics there in sitting there?
No.
Okay, good.
Freedom Fighters.
Oh,
Freedom Fighters. You want to see somebody else's stack? Who you want to see?
Does Quentin have any comics there? No.
Freedom Fighters. Giant size World's Finest.
Yeah.
So Nike's on the back. World's Finest. Lone Ranger Western Towns on the back. Conan. And last one in the pile is Creepy Things number 4.
wow.
That's creepy.
Wow.
All right.
Where's your stack?
Yeah.
One or two.
Just a couple. It's no big deal, right? I mean, it's just a couple. Hell yeah.
Well, I'm gonna take off too, guys.
Are you? All right.
Listen to the
See you,
fireworks
Kevin.
go off.
Happy 4th of July.
Happy
You too,
4th,
guys. Thank y'all.
We'll see you, Kev.
Yeah, man.
And then there were 3. You said 278? Oh.
Yeah, I'm looking for him.
Quinn, you have any more you want to show at all?
I got gobs of stuff I can show. I got some stuff pulled up here.
I'd rather
for
see
comparison.
comics.
Oh, well, what I meant to say was so okay, here we are.
Yes.
The great Commandy number 1. Okay. Which
Nice Statue of Liberty cover.
yes, and all right. Bye, Mom. Have a good trip. Drive safe. Let me know you get home. Sorry, Mom's leaving. Anyways, so we got this, and having been addicted to it, we have this.
Oh, nice.
I don't know. Can I get that where? I mean, literally. So this is the John Byrne Doomsday +1 cover. Okay. Statue of Liberty, flag all tore up, guys in a raft. Statue of Liberty, guy in a raft. To be fair, the Kirby one came out first. So, but then to continue with that, so like so much stuff that they did, this is 2 Doomsday +1. Three, which I have a giant poster of above me, because I have a firm belief that this is gonna happen. Like the human specimens in the jar, the robots are like, let's figure this shit out.
Neat. He is a hack, Jackson. Burn. It's already happening, dude.
Yeah. Well, so 4 is missing, but it's in there. There's 5. And then I think I could be wrong. I think 6. This is 6. I think this is the last original issue, and then they just started reprinting them. So it's like, I mean, literally same title, same everything, and they used interior artwork for the new cover.
Huh.
It's like, that's weird, but whatever. I get it.
Float your boat.
But yeah, so it's funny because that Doomsday +1 robot cover, if you look behind me over here, we have the same robot cover, basically. I mean, it's a little different, but it's a human specimen in a jar. The robot's holding it. From a 2000 AD book, which actually came after the John Byrne. We've got Homer the Happy Ghost #1.
Aw.
Doesn't it look like something belongs in my collection? But I got it.
It's mine.
Then we got a 10-cent Spike and Tyke.
Ooh.
Nice.
We have Marvel Age, the Rocket Raccoon miniseries was listed in this. Is the only reason why I kept it. I kept this around. Always had this dream of getting it autographed by one of these two jabronis, and they're both dead now. So
yeah,
that never happened. Then we have little Bernie Wrightson Hulk. I've seen this pop up a lot lately, and I just found out that I've got 2 of them. So,
really,
we have
Wrightson didn't do a lot of Hulk covers, did he?
No. We have Fighting Air Force, and this is an original, obviously Charlton, but 10 center. I love it when they're in the bag and they've got the foldovers on the top. Like, why not fix that?
Yeah.
So I'll be fixing that. And that Jesse James photo cover, I think I showed this to Mike a while back. And right behind it was a 12-cent Charlton Jungle Gym.
Jungle Gym.
I don't think it's the same Jungle Gym. It's not the one you want to climb on.
No.
Well, I mean, maybe. I don't know. I'm not judging nobody.
No judging here.
So this is the Marvel Age that has the first black costume in it, theoretically. And then we'll just do Silver Surfer #12.
Excellent.
Good action there. I don't have. I had no clue, but I don't have very many classic Silver Surfers. Thought I did. Must have sold them off at one time when I was feeling broke.
And then did you buy a whole bunch of new comics with that when you sold them off?
Or drugs. I don't know.
Oh, jeez.
Blackjack and hookers.
Yeah.
So this is I can't remember what issue this was or what year this was. I showed this to Rob before, though. This is the oldest comic I have in my collection. This is a Corn Pops Terry and the Pirates that was from like the 40s or something.
That's awesome.
And it's like, I mean, it's in great shape for what it is. It's got a couple little stains on it. Then we have Thunder Bunny in Charlton Bullseye. So anybody who knows that I collect Captain Carrot, I collect Thunder Bunny. So all 3 of his appearances.
Thunder Bunny.
Little Green Goblin action. I got to repackage that one. Some Captain America I Quit action. Next
What a
issue.
whip.
Next issue is where they introduced that Nomad costume, the original one. And great Doctor Doom cover, because Doctor Doom is everything. Doom is all. Since Jackson's here, there's Babe Watch
Dang.
from Parody Press. I've been getting rid of a lot of these. And then a Double Impact, which, and the only reason why I'm showing that is for whatever reason I saw it on somebody else's show very recently, and I was like, that's very interesting. All right, that's good.
Nice.
I reckon. Rob got the good white cover Double Impact one. I think he showed it last week.
Double Impact. Jackson says it's double the fun.
Well, yeah.
So something I've learned tonight is that no matter what title it is, no matter what character it is, it sounds a lot better if you put "and the Riot Girls" after it.
Yeah,
Does.
I reckon so.
It's like Batman and the Riot Girls.
Yeah. I believe that may be true.
Ghost House and the Riot Girls.
Oh, so there were 2 copies of World's Finest, Joe. I assume you don't want both of them?
No.
Spike
Jackson.
and Spike and the Riot Girls.
And the Riot Girls. Jackson might want one, though.
Jackson might. I'm sure he will let me know.
Double the fun.
Oh, I did get messaged. I don't know. Did I show this on the show or after the show last week, Rob? That Forbidden 3D that isn't a 3D?
I don't remember.
It's that one that's all about like the comics code and the book burning and all that stuff.
Yep. I looked that up, and it said it was published by like that Rayzone 3D company, so maybe they intended it to be 3D, but for some reason it just ended up not being. I don't know.
Well, so on the top of it, it has an embossed stamp that says Chromascope. So I'm wondering if I don't need a different kind of 3D glasses instead of the red and the blue.
Hey, Dan.
Oh, maybe.
Because all the pictures in this are black and yellow, and they've got some orange to them. But I'm wondering if there's something else that I'm missing out on. So, but yeah, it's got an embossed stamp. But somebody messaged me after I showed it. I showed it here to you guys. I didn't think I did it live, and so I showed it when I was on Cliff or on Bruce's show with Cliff, and we were talking about it and how it gets into all the book burning and stuff. And they, I got a message from somebody, and they asked me if it was a first print, and I'm like, it's from 1993. I don't know that it was ever reprinted. But
I don't know.
I mean, they reprint stuff all the time now.
Chromavision, huh?
Yeah, well, Chromascope, I think.
Chromascope.
Chromascope is what it says. And it is literally an embossed stamp.
Chromascope.
Don't take my chromascope away. What?
Baby, don't take my chronoscope. Baby, don't take my chronoscope away. Such a pleasant tune.
Definitely.
Yeah, I know. I don't finding stuff, hidden little gems. I'm really excited for that Event Horizon prequel series to come out next month, though.
Like from the movie Event Horizon?
Yeah, dude.
Nothing about it, but it sounds awesome.
Did you ever see the movie?
Yeah, loved it.
It's the crew that they go back. Sam Neill's wife, is with them and stuff.
Uh-huh.
It tells the story of that crew, how they turn into freaking devil worshipping cannibals. It's going to be exciting. $19.55 I Love Lucy comic. Really?
Sweet. But those are worth big bucks to collectors.
Heck yeah.
Well, they can't be just popping up every day. 1955 and a marquee character like that.
They did that with a lot of the old TV shows, didn't they?
Oh yeah.
Like
Yeah. With certain glaring omissions. Like there's no Gilligan's Island comic book. But there is a Brady Bunch comic book. There's no Dick Van Dyke comic book. But that probably would have been a little bit past that because that would have been like the 60s.
But they did all those 60s shows though and stuff. The Partridge Family and
Hogan's Heroes.
Yeah.
Hogan's Heroes and that was awesome. I got that one Hogan's Hero comic that's pretty funny. It's actually really good.
Didn't you get that from that store?
Yeah, my
Your
3D relics, baby. Dollar Comics. It's insane.
Yeah, I wish. We got nothing like that.
I did a walkthrough of that place a couple months ago. Made a video. It's just one of those cool places. They just got cool stuff there. I love it. They have a ventriloquist doll of the not a ventriloquist doll, but a kind of a marionette type puppet of who's the clown? Who's the clown with the not Bozo? He always had the top hat and he's always sad. You know who I'm talking about? Damn it.
Oh, come on.
He's like whiskers and stuff.
If my mom was here, she would tell us because she pointed out. I've seen that puppet one time. What was his name? He had 3 names: Ernest K. something, but
they got one of those there. I'm really glad you said something about your mom, Quentin, because
Emmett Kelly.
There you go.
Emmett Kelly. Yeah.
Maybe he doesn't have 3 names. Maybe I was making
because about maybe a half hour ago, I saw somebody walking behind you.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, first off, I've been watching too many creepy ghost videos. And I'm like, how do you say, hey, you got someone in your place with you there, Quentin? What's going on?
That's the way I would say it. I would just be like, yo, there's someone behind you.
Yeah, I know you.
They're wearing a ghost face mask from Scream and holding.
And they've got a machete, but I'm not going to say anything to you right away because Yeah.
Thanks for looking out, Joe.
Hey, it's a tough gig, but sometimes you got to make choices. Gilligan's Island, put them on fire by the lagoon. God, what other cool comics did they? Well, they never did a Batman. Well, they had Batman comics, but they didn't do the 66. Back then, they had it now, but last 10 years. But
well, yeah, but they had like Lassie and Gunsmoke and
that
Jesse James I just showed and just
pretty much any. It's like they had a license for anything certain studios produced or something rather than individual licenses, because they would do like like Dell and Goldkey would just do movies, that sometimes they're like, why would you make a comic book out of this movie?
Yeah.
It's not, something that's just totally unrelated or whatever,
Yeah. I think I picked up a Ben-Hur comic
Yeah.
Yep.
from you. Ben-Hur and who it was. Damn it, what was the other one? It was Ben-Hur and Journey to the Center of the Earth. James Mason.
Yeah. So, I mean,
Okay.
Journey to the Center of the Earth, it's like, okay. But Ben-Hur?
Ben-Hur,
You know.
yeah. It was like, why the hell? Yeah, 10-cent boxes. I still think
it's funny. I mean, they had like even old radio shows would have comics like Ozzie and Harriet, right? There was an Ozzie and Harriet comic at one point.
Yeah.
Didn't last very long, but there was one.
Well, as soon as they got on TV, then we knew what Ricky and the kids looked like.
Yeah.
Right. And but it's not like Jack Benny ever had a comic book or somebody that actually was I mean, Ozzie and Harriet were pretty big radio stars, but Jack Benny was the king of comedy radio. So,
Could you imagine a comic book where at the end of it, the last panel in every one of them was George saying, "Say goodnight, Gracie."
Night.
Good night, Gracie.
Flying Nun comics. Right there.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, back then it was just part of it was part of their publicity campaigns, I guess. That's the only thing I can figure out because pretty much everything had a comic.
Yeah. Yeah, that Chariot Race.
Island's the one that's really a head scratcher. It's like, why didn't that make it into comic books? But
That Chariot Race in Ben-Hur is freaking amazing. Yeah, it would like be one page. Boom, boom. Yeah, exactly. Well, let's pick them up for the grandkids. Okay. Leave them up at the cabin. That would have been cool. Well, yeah, it's like I told you, my dad's family, they ran my grandpa Joe was a butcher, but they ran a small grocery store during the 50s, early 50s through the 60s. And they had my dad still has boxes and boxes of all the old comics from the 50s and 60s that he just doesn't want to share with me, and it makes me sad.
That's not very nice.
No, but they all had the covers ripped off of them. Most of them don't have covers because my grandpa would, instead of sending them back or doing what he had to do with them, he would just take the cover off, put like 5 of them together, and then sell them for like 20 cents. Sell 5 comics for 20 cents.
My granddad never had a problem with me reading comic books or collecting comic books. We were farm kids and stuff. Didn't spend a lot of money on anything. But his whole deal was in World War II, he would talk about how whenever you got like either in a port or even if you were sending supplies back and forth between ships in the Pacific, they would trade comic books. They would they had a quartermaster that had a box of comic books and everybody had read them all. So he would trade them with another ship.
Mm.
And he told me that story and I was like, you gotta be shitting me. And he's like, he goes, we always tried to find the guys who had the newest books. That way we could read, stuff that maybe hadn't been in our hands before.
Mm-hmm.
But
interesting.
That's crazy. Crazy fun times. Yeah, they'd get my dad said that they'd get some in the rations that they'd get when he was over in Vietnam. When the helicopters would drop off, they'd have comic books every once in a while, sports magazines and stuff like that. But then he said when he went into I can't remember the name of where they went. There's a lot of American. There were still a lot of American comic books there that you could pick up. I Dream of Jeannie.
Well, there's a 9.5 by 12 studio comic from the movie Cleopatra that literally it's a souvenir that you could get, and I've never seen one in person, but it doesn't even have, I don't think it's a photo cover on it when you look it up. It's a drawing, it's a drawn cover even.
Yeah.
So
geez, a lot of those, is that like if you went to the movie, they give you a souvenir book or whatever?
yeah. Yeah.
You know those lobby cards?
Yep.
Those lobby cards are like freaking the money nowadays. Like a lot of people. I remember having my English teacher in 11th grade worked at the old theater here in my town, here, hometown, and gave me all these old Chinatown, Jaws, Godfather 2, Taxi Driver. Gave me all these old lobby cards. And I just, who knows where they're at? Probably in Missouri somewhere. Who knows? I don't know. But they're worth some pretty good cash nowadays. Just not just for, I wouldn't get rid of them, but they were, kind of sentimental, kind of cool things to have to me.
Yeah.
God, lobby cards. I want to get lobby cards of Cannonball Run. I don't know why.
Adrian Barbeau is one.
Yeah, Adrian Barbeau.
And who was it? Was it Fairchild? Morgan Fairchild?
Yeah.
They were in the Corvette. They were in the Corvette together with their boobs hanging out.
Yeah. Who was the main? Farrah Fawcett was the main squeeze in that one, right?
Maybe.
In the first Cannonball Run. Which is so weird because that first Cannonball Run had Farrah Fawcett in it as Bert's love interest. And then the second one had Shirley MacLaine as his love interest. It's like, what? What? Stop here. Stop. Farrah Fawcett, Shirley MacLaine. I could see that, Sure.
Yeah. Definitely. I'm not saying that Shirley MacLaine wasn't.
Oh no! Back in the day, she was good looking,
But what I am saying is, yeah, she was in the first one. Farrah Fawcett was. I guess I forgot that even Mel Tillis was in that.
Yeah.
Old stuttering Mel.
Yep. Jackie Chan.
Yeah.
Who's that? Richard Kiel? Was that the guy that played Jaws and Moonraker? The big dude?
Yeah.
Roger Moore. God, those are stupid yet fun movies.
He didn't die all that long ago, right?
Kiel?
Yeah.
Yeah, he died, last year?
Something like that. Yeah, he was in it. 24. No, he died September 2014.
Oh, really? Oh,
Holy
shit.
Crap. I just remember seeing a poster that had like him and Carl Weathers and somebody else who died from Happy Gilmore.
Oh, yeah.
And Happy's standing down and you see them above him. And it's kind of like a play on how at the end of the movie, the alligators there with
And Abraham Lincoln. It's like, what? I don't know if they were credited or not. I don't think so.
No, they didn't. They didn't really credit anybody back then. But some of the like gold key artists and stuff have been identified. You go to Grand Comics database and look up whatever issue, you know. If they don't have it listed, then it's probably not known. But
Yeah.
Yeah, and some of them they speculate on artists doing the work outside of their big company contract. So it'll be like this was Steve Ditko, and it was like Dick Steveco was the name of the artist. It's like, oh really?
Well, that's like when I've been doing my speaking of artists and stuff. When I was doing like I've been starting to do research on the books, covers, and who. Like the gold key, most of them were done by George Wilson, but yet when I'd go online to see who did the cover, half the time you couldn't tell they didn't know who did the cover. You just had to look.
they're not. I mean, some of the stuff hasn't been indexed. Some of it, especially more obscure stuff like that, you know. But then there's other ones that there has been research done, you know. Dan Spiegel did a lot of, it's like some of the more realistic comics for them and stuff like that. So there's certain artists that, yeah, their style is identifiable and so forth. But
you start looking at like Forbidden Worlds, and those AC comics were a lot of mainstream artists that just used pseudonyms.
Yeah,
and,
right.
I mean, there's a fistful of them that I look at them and I go, okay, now I see it. But before I read the details, I didn't see it. I didn't know that was who did that work.
Yeah, watching younger people when you talk about, God, what's it? I was watching Bobby Lee. You know the comedian Bobby Lee. He was playing tennis with some young professional tennis player, some girl. And she's like, you look really familiar. And he's like, oh, yeah. She's like, were you in the Karate Kid? And he goes, no. She's like, Jackie Chan? And he's like, no. And then she's like, you know, whatever. What's a kid that's in there? Will Smith's kid. Jaden Smith. She's like, no. And he goes, that has nothing to do with Karate Kid. When I think of it, has nothing to do with that. They had Pat Morita. And she's like, who's Pat Morita? And it's like, what? But a young 20-year-old wouldn't know that, you know, unless they watched the.
all right, I don't know if it's new news or not, but I saw today that it was being reported that Jeremy Renner had signed with DC Comics to be in their movies.
Oh,
really?
He's going to be like some original. What I saw was said that he was going to be like play an original character that was kind of act as a kind of a linchpin. It's a multi-movie deal. He's supposed to get paid like $75 million, and but he's supposed to be some kind of like street level vigilante type something.
Did you see those interviews with him where he was talking about how Disney pushed him out?
Yeah.
With their money offer.
And the report I saw was basically talking about that and saying this is basically him getting even with them and just being like, fuck you.
Well, did you see that? What they were gonna offer him just like almost like 90% less than what he made in one was for like a Hawkeye season 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love Hawkeye.
They offered him half of what he got paid for season 1 to do season 2. What kind of bullshit is
okay. So what? You're gonna give Robert Downey Jr. his regular scale, but you're gonna rip me off after his character died and my character's still alive?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the I mean, yeah. And the idea that Renner is willing to do TV shows and stuff. You know, Robert Downey Jr. is too big for that. He'll never step that low.
Oh no.
Hell, he wouldn't even voice the animated that What If series.
Yeah.
Everybody else did.
Everyone else did. He wouldn't.
He wouldn't.
I can't stand Robert Downey Jr. I think as a person, he's way too fucking self-confident when he talks, and it just annoys me to listen to him. I don't know. Maybe I'm just jealous because deep down inside, I'm Iron Man. I don't know.
I'm glad to see he didn't. You know, you love he didn't wallow in his troubles and become nothing and waste away. But
Right.
yeah, now he is. It's like that arrogant, self-centered son of a bitch.
Yeah, but you know what though? I give him props for what he went through when he got Iron Man. That first Iron Man movie, I fucking love that movie.
Yeah,
it's such a great movie. I liked him in the first Avengers movie. I liked him through most of the movies. It's just that when he would do an interview, I would just be like, "Oh God, dude, shut up! My God, okay, we get it. You're cool. You're cool."
So it kind of, by the end of it, I don't know if you remember when Jennifer Garner did Elektra.
Mm-hmm.
So if you go back and you watch, she did this interview, and right before the movie came out, and it was all over the place. Everybody was like, Jesus Christ, she thinks she invented Elektra. And the way she talked about it was, you know, like nobody knew what Elektra was. Nobody knew who Elektra was. And she ruined it for the fans that were going to go see her. And back then there wasn't an outside of the normies didn't go see him. It was us, you know. I did go see it though, by the way.
Yeah.
Mostly because I'm not kicking her out of bed for eating Cheetos.
Oh no, God no. Ben Affleck's an idiot. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Sorry.
Yeah, Dan, I think James Gunn's whole plan is to not use anybody who's ever done shit before. You know, let them do something different, but never use them on the same. I mean, if Stephen Amell shows up, it won't be as Green Arrow or Oliver Queen. Yeah, I don't think Frank Miller had anything to do with either one of those movies. The Daredevil.
I seriously doubt that. Yeah. I don't think any of the creators have had anything to do with any of the movies for the most part. You know, sometimes they let them do a cameo.
Yeah.
And that's about it. And they don't even, I don't think they even get paid anything for really.
Yeah, that's one of those when they stick that guy in that movie, like it's
I mean that's I mean they probably get paid for their appearance in the movie because
they might
for legal reasons.
Yeah,
and that's basically their compensation. You got to be in the movie, you know.
Yeah, that's
kind of sucks, but at the same time, you know, they were creating character. The work they did was work for hire, so
yeah. Yeah, well, it wasn't theirs. Stephen King actually, his back when he started doing, you know, when they did like whatever it was, Carrie or whatever that first movie was, he's in it, and it was part of his deal. Anytime he gave over a movie for a studio, he was going to be in it. So he's in them all the way up until like. The TV series of The Stand, the first one, he's not in it, but he's in the remake. So he's not in the Gary Sinise Stand, but he's in the remake of it. So, and I don't know, did you pay that guy? He wrote it. He made plenty of money off of it.
I could never get into Arrow. I tried like the first season, and it didn't appeal to me. I couldn't watch it. And they don't want to give them credit or pay them. Well, usually if they get credit, that's as far as the studios are concerned, that's their pay. It's kind of the, you know, you're supposed to take the clout you have from being associated with that and go turn that into money. Basically, that's the way.
Go do some TV shows.
And Disney plays that card all the time, where it's like, well, you should just be honored to be here, right? And if Disney doesn't watch out, pretty soon nobody's going to want to even be in their movies. They're all just Disney's on the phone, and they're just going to be like, "Oh, hang up."
Yeah. Something better will come along. Catherine Bach, not Morgan Fairchild, was the other chick with Adrienne Barbeau.
Oh, Daisy Duke.
Yes.
There we go. That's right. So I don't know if you guys were sorry. Like I said, coleslaw and brats.
Yeah.
And juice. So Ironheart's actually not that bad. The new series that's out. Did you guys hear who the head baddie is in that?
The Hood?
Supposed to be Mephisto, isn't it?
Mephisto, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Sacha Baron Cohen. Or is it Sacha
really?
Cohen Baron?
Baron Cohen. Yeah.
Yeah,
right.
he's pretty good. From what he's in. It's kind of that was just cool. I like that.
So is the Hood in it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, she didn't want to come back for it. A lot of the, I think some people are still kind of stuck in contracts.
Yeah.
I think all of the
well, I mean, Scarlett's involved with a lawsuit with them, so it's not like she's going to make movies for them. All that's going on.
Yeah, she's kind of done. But I know the Guardians of the Galaxy people, they're done. Pratt, they're all done. Supposedly.
Yeah, exactly. Supposedly. I mean, if they back up a big enough Brinks truck to their door, then you never know. But
you drop that pile of money, I'm not climbing over it. I'm sticking some of it in my pocket. So that's the way they're gonna feel too.
I loved Arrow. The first few 5 seasons of Arrow were awesome. They were freaking awesome.
Just couldn't get into it for some reason.
I
watched The Flash. I watched all of that.
The Flash, dude. The Flash got me so stupid. I haven't even finished the last season. I can't. How freaking brilliant!
It was hard finishing it. It literally was. It was just like
it was so. As soon as Thrawn left, or what's his name? Yeah, and as soon as all the regulars just kind of left, but that one, the last episode I watched of The Flash was once again he needed to find the Speed Force. The last 3 episodes.
Yeah, that's the biggest problem I had with that entire series was they never came up with a new plot. It was the same thing all through all 7 or 8 seasons, whatever it was.
But when they found out, when they were like, it was Iris all along that had the Speed Force in you. She was the one. I was like, when did they let like a 13-year-old write this fucking thing?
Yeah.
I was so bummed out. I was like, it was so dumb. So I stopped at that one. Couldn't do it. The crossovers were great. I liked the crossovers. The invasion.
Yeah, Flash was very goofy. I wish it got goofy. I wish they had better writing on the show.
Yeah.
The cast, I thought, did an amazing job with what they had to work with.
Yeah.
I think I watched it up until they introduced Grodd as a villain, so that might not have been very far into it.
Grodd was awesome. Come on, that was cool.
Oh no, I
Yeah,
thought it was cool.
They needed more Grodd. That's what they
Yeah.
needed, because they'd have like 5 seconds of him, and that'd be it.
I knew when he was in a sewer or something, and when they showed the outline and stuff, I knew that's who the villain was going to be starting the next episode, and then it just went away.
Yeah, he's gone. But I thought Grant, what was his name? Grant. I am so bad with names nowadays. The guy who
Yes.
played the Flash, I thought he was a great Flash. I thought he was really good as Barry Allen in Flash. And
Yeah. Yep.
But yeah, how many times can you go back and try to save your mom from dying?
Yeah,
When
I mean,
you
come
know-
on, move on. You know,
when you
that,
know
that
it's
was
gonna-
worth 1 season, not
Yeah.
7.
When you know it's going to screw everything up.
Yeah.
It's like at the end of the second season or whatever, and him and Iris are sitting there and they finally hook up, and you're like, yeah, it's going to be awesome. Then, like, the next season, he's like, yeah, I went back. I used the Flash, and went back to supersonic speed and tried to save my mom, and it just screwed everything up again. Then the next season, yeah, so I tried it one more time, and it didn't work. It's like, dude, stop it. No, I like Ironheart. Ironheart's not that bad. I just think they need to stick with what works. And the whole Avengers thing isn't really working anymore. It's over. And
Yeah. They would have been better off just kind of moving on. They didn't,
Grant Gustin.
Yes.
you know.
But yeah, it's like, okay, so you ended it with Endgame or whatever. So to me, it was over. To me,
Right.
in my mind, it's over.
Yeah.
So move on. And they think they're having a hard time with that.
Yeah. They don't want to.
Nope. After Love and Thunder, nobody wants to see a freaking Thor movie.
Yep.
And
I
would
Ironheart, no matter how good Ironheart is, or it could have been, even if it was friggin' phenomenal, people are still going to talk bad about it just because it's not Iron Man.
Yeah.
I thought what they should have done with Robert Downey Jr., what would have been cool, was if they had him, even though he was dead, like make War Machine movies and stuff, but he's the voice of the AI in the suit.
Yeah, that would have been awesome.
That way, he's getting old. He doesn't have to do all the stunt work or whatever the heck they do with the motion capture stuff. He's just a voice in the suit,
And I'm sure Don Cheadle would be easy to get back into the role. I mean,
Well, I finally watched some of these in the last few months. To watch some of these series stuff that I missed, and the Secret Invasion was okay, and he was back, but with the Skrulls. But I mean, it was kind of a plot twist with it, and Cheetah was all right in that. I just didn't like how they try to humanize characters. I don't give a shit if Nick Fury's freaking married or not. I don't care.
Yeah.
I want to see.
And Disney keeps doing that. They keep trying to, like, other villains, they all now have to have a backstory. And it's like, they're just a bad guy. We don't care. We want to see somebody beat their ass,
Yeah. I don't care. I don't want a sympathetic villain. I just want a villain that just sucks.
yeah.
Yeah.
And is a dick, and you got to kick his ass. Yeah. Library, that is awesome. Vancouver. Yeah, that was filmed up in Canada.
And then, everybody was kind of looking forward to, like, oh, well, who's a Skrull, who's not a Skrull? And they did the whole Secret Invasion thing, and it was lame.
Yeah. It just kind of got,
but
it was
they had all these storylines that they just kind of wasted. The Planet Hulk stuff, and that people were looking forward to them doing someday or whatever, and then they just kind of threw it in as part of a backstory where it just sucks. And it was like,
I don't want to, I'll be honest, I don't want to see any Mark Ruffalo Hulk anymore. I'm over it. What they did to the Hulk, and we've talked about this too,
Yeah.
What they did to the Hulk was just it was disgusting. It was so stupid. It was dumb. They just turned him like Thanos scared Hulk. What?
Yeah.
What? Come on.
Yeah, there's not a Hulk fan in the world that thinks that Thanos scared him back into Bruce Banner and he wouldn't come back out.
Yeah. I mean, it wasn't even funny. It just made him into a joke. We do. You know what? I would love to see Ed Norton back as Bruce Banner. Love it. Yeah.
Yep.
True. Just bring him. And that's what I think. And hopefully that's what James Gunn's doing now with DC. You know, how many times do we have to hear the backstories of Superman or Batman? Or we know. We've seen it so many freaking times.
And it's not like there is anybody in the world who doesn't know the backstories of those two characters.
Yeah. And if you do, then just go away, you know?
I mean, if you don't, you're 5 years old, you know?
Yeah. You have no clue. You're like my granddaughter even my granddaughter who's 3 knows that Bruce Wayne's parents died.
Yeah.
I know. I don't know. I want to see Superman. I want to see Fantastic Four. Jackson, damn you. That is one of the dumbest things. What'd you say, Martha? What did you say, Martha? Why'd you say that name? Because that's his mother's name. Oh, your mother's name's Martha? Mine is too. Let's be friends, buddy. Like, shut up. God. No, I hope they can make a decent Superman movie. I hope it's good.
Yeah. Me too.
Marvel 98. Yeah, that would have been cool. I just get scared because I don't want to waste a whole bunch of money and spending it on a movie and being disappointed and then being pissed off because they spent, $20 a ticket and $30 for a popcorn and a soda and
right. Well, I mean, Superman at least looks like it's going to be good. I mean, I have questions, but none of them are going to get resolved until the movie's actually out.
Yeah. But it's so nice. It's so nice to see, like Lex Luthor in the trailers, at least. It's so nice to see a villain who just genuinely, to the core of his being, hates the hero.
Yes.
Right. Yeah.
There's no skippity gibbity about it. There's nothing. It's just like, your name is Superman. My name is Lex Luthor. I fucking hate you. And I'm going to do everything in my power to destroy you. Kryptonite? Oh, yeah, I got a whole fucking room full of it. Excuse my language. I'm getting intense here. But no, it's just kind of like, it's so nice to see that. Like the few things I've seen, the few scenes I've seen with the Luthor and Superman are awesome because it's just like, Superman's like, you're a dick. And you know what I mean? His reaction. And Luthor's like, yeah, I know. But you're a dick too. It's like none of this, I know why, because your parents and blah, blah, blah. And it's like, no. And another thing with the Fantastic Four movie, how can you have Reed Richards, Mr. Fantastic, and the Fantastic Four not knowing at all who Victor Von Doom is? There's a huge leak that they don't even know who Dr. Doom is.
How could they not?
How could they not?
It's the multiverse.
Yes.
Because I mean, that's the reason why Victor Von Doom is the way he is because of his hatred for Reed Richards.
Right.
You know, besides the whole fact that he's a gypsy and his mom was killed in front of him, and yeah, that's important. But yeah,
I just think that we've had this discussion. I think the falling back on everything's the multiverse is like it makes me sad.
Yeah. You know, it was cool when they brought back, you know, Tobey Maguire and Garfield.
Yeah.
You know, it was cool seeing Alfred Molina as Doc Ock and Defoe as Green Goblin. That was awesome. I loved that movie. I really loved that movie.
I liked Alfred Molina.
Yeah, he's just awesome.
Yeah. But yeah, they I think it's the same thing with actually some of the lazy comic writing on some of the story arcs. They I can't remember what story it was that I was reading, that I quit reading X-Men because of some story arc they had, and when it ended, that was the whole deal was it never happened. So if you ran out and bought all the issues and all the crossovers and all the garbage, it never happened.
Yeah.
Multiverse, you know, somebody went back in time and made it not count. And it's like, no.
Don't do that. But I like the way.
So I have a question. I don't keep up with modern comics, right? So, is there a DC multiverse currently, or is there not?
There wasn't until the last
Doomsday
episode,
Clock, right?
Huh?
Doomsday Clock didn't it basically say that all the multiverses are real?
Well, they are, but the thing is like now they're what happens in this story that's been happening on Justice League Unlimited and World's Finest are basically the Legion of Doom from the 70s and 80s comes, you know, during that time frame come to modern day DC and cause a bunch of shit and blah blah blah. So what happens now is how the series ended. Some of them got to go back by using this machine or static. I can't remember the character's name. Some of them went back, but now the Aquaman from the 90s with the sword hand, he's the Aquaman. Jonah Hex, like I said, Jonah Hex. So everybody kind of came back and fought. Some of them went back, and some of them ended up having to stay. So with this new DC universe, the new DC universe history, you go through it and it talks about the Crisis on Infinite Earths. Then it talks about how everything was one Earth, but then it talks about something it goes through everything. We'll find out more as soon as those issues come out, what exactly is going on. Because there is an apocalypse. There are the Legion of Superheroes. You know, it's everything. Basically, all the old runs is just. I don't know.
It's like you know, I was looking at the new history of the DC universe that Mark Waid's doing, the first issue.
Yeah.
And you know, I didn't really see any mention of like the multiverse or Earth 2 or anything. It was just
it was just in story so I think,
but it still mentioned like All-Star Squadron and stuff like that. So
because it's kind of set in during the time zones everything came out, right? It wasn't there's no other planets, it was just right there. That's new now. It wasn't like that 2 months ago, but now
Okay.
it is. But
All right.
the thing that
Well,
confused,
that basically answered my question because
oh,
I was reading
sorry.
through it and I watched Higgy's video on it,
Yeah,
and while I was typing out, what I thought about it, it occurred to me that wait a minute, I thought the multiverse was back. Is it gone again?
yeah, yeah. It's gone. But the only thing that's confusing me now, I can understand why Jonah Hex would be there, because if all these characters are coming from the time zones or whatever, Jonah Hex could be there. He was back in this, Brave and
Right.
Bold and everything. But why the Aquaman that cut off his arm is there? I don't understand that. I'm like, why is he there? That would mean that there's a different Aquaman on a different planet that would bring it, because the newer Aquaman has all of his limbs and everything's working.
Yeah.
But the cool thing that they're doing, that I kind of like what they're doing, is how they're associating Atlantis with Apocalypse. There's some kind of portal or something like that, which one of the main portals between Apocalypse and Earth is through Atlantis. And it's in the New History of the DC, they talk about a little bit with the king of Atlantis at the time battling Darkseid and stuff like that. So now you have, in the Aquaman series, you have Aquaman's basically turning into Darkseid. I don't know. It's just weird. I don't understand it. I try to explain things the best I can, but that's the best I can say. Is
You just jacked up my whole Jack Kirby's Fourth World idea.
yeah, it's basically, from what I'm gathering, unless somebody in the chat knows something I don't, it's basically, Aquaman's turning into Darkseid. But I like it. It's not as confusing.
Yeah, I mean, it would be nice if they would just decide on a freaking history and stick with it. At this point, I don't think anybody cares which one they pick. Just pick something, But
But I think the reason why they're doing that too is because the comics and everything is associated with James Gunn now. The comics and the movies and everything is going to be all continuous with each other. And I think James Gunn's like, yeah, Marvel's a mess. Don't even touch the multiverse shit. Let's just stick with storylines. If people want to go into the future or into the past, let's figure that out. But there isn't going to be 3 different Batman talking to each other,
right.
or a different Superman. So that'd be nice. That would be nice. I hope they do that.
I would think that would be the first direction to go in. Would be streamline that. Don't deviate. Don't make a bunch of cartoons that don't relate.
Yeah. Which would be rad. Well, all right, guys.
I want them to make cartoons. I just don't want the cartoons to be from the multiverse.
We need a Captain Carrot and his amazing Zoo Crew cartoon.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
As long as it's designed for, they need to make one.
As long as Captain Carrot can drop some F-bombs, that'd be great.
So you are wanting the Captain Carrot from the Doomsday Clock series.
Yeah.
The only issue of that comic book I have is the Captain Carrot cover, where he's all like beat up and it's all realistic. Have you seen that?
No.
It's a good Captain Carrot cover.
Makes
it look badass.
Well, all right. I think we're gonna call it a night here. Rob, what are your plans for next week? You got the
there is a video dropping tomorrow that's a claim sale. It's basically just a box of spirits that I have for sale. Sundays there's nothing. And then Monday, I'm working on next week's videos now. I got up till Wednesday done, I think. So, it's just more claim sales for the foreseeable future. I don't know if or when the auctions are going to come back. It is getting harder to do those and deal with my mom also. So, for now, it's just going to be claim sales. And we'll see how it works out.
Cool. Quentin, you're just pop up wherever?
Wherever I'm invited, I will come play.
Well, you're always invited here every Friday night.
I might though, just because that's who I am, I might just call Rob and be like, hey, what you doing? What you doing? What you doing?
He does do that.
What's going on?
What's up? How you doing? What you doing? No?
Rob, hey, what's up? Burger runs. Oh, your library's back. Derp. Okay. Yeah, well, I got the Tucker and I'll have we're going to talk about some 4th of July horror movies tomorrow night. And I don't know what else. Maybe watch some more Bigfoot videos. I don't know.
Bigfoot videos.
Bigfoot videos are great.
I can't
that's
believe.
right.
What's that?
Aaron Secatry Squirt Gun. He's got the $1 to $3 claim sales Monday 5 Central. He's got those going
He
on.
says so. I haven't seen him do $1 in quite a while, but whatever.
Tomorrow, of course, we have Comic Book Memories with Rod and Shannon. Anybody new that is watching, don't know that show, you should watch it. Starts at 9 o'clock Central. It's good times. It's happening.
That's AM.
AM. In Des Moines. All right. And then, tomorrow night. And then next Friday, we'll just meet back here. What is this? What does this say? That damn Bigfoot. He's just everywhere. 50-cent boxes now?
What?
Aaron's doing 50-cent boxes? Dang. Cool. All right, everybody have a safe rest of your 4th of July. Have a great weekend. And see you back here next Friday on YouTube. Live.
It's Friday Night Live!
Friday Night Live!